What'd you have? I had some stew. Thank you for asking. I was feeling autumnal yesterday. To be honest with you, the stew was merely good, which is pretty bad by restaurant standards. If I'm at a restaurant, I want the food to be great. I have had some food at that restaurant before that was pretty good. I will not be ordering the stew again, but that's okay. It was fine. It wasn't like I would send it back, but when I was eating it, I was like, this stew isn't as good as I thought it would be. But my daughter enjoyed their kids' menu. Stew's easy to make at home. We're not going down this road today. I don't think this is like a North American thing. Why do we as a society believe that we don't deserve to have something nice? You know what I mean? Is that a North American thing? Is anybody here from Europe? If you go out in Europe and you order food at a restaurant and then you come home and you're like, I had a sandwich at a restaurant, do people like shame you? Are they like, you could buy bread, meat, and mayonnaise at the grocery store? Like, where does that come from? It sort of happens here. In North America, that's like a gimme. If you ever like post about anything related to a restaurant, people are on your ass, bro. People will go, they'll say, if you're like, wow, look at what just cost me $200 at the grocery store, they will open the image, zoom in as much as they can, and be like, there's your problem. You bought prepackaged beef jerky. As if like everything else in the picture doesn't even exist. This cost $125 at the grocery store. Well, you could, instead of buying fresh vegetables, you should just get canned chickpeas instead of the fresh ones. They're a little bit cheaper. Like, you can't do anything without someone telling you, here's how you can save literally 0.75% on your overall bill. It's crazy. It's just nice. It's just nice, man. Oftentimes I will go out to a restaurant and I will order something I can cook at home. It's what I want to eat. I'm not at the restaurant like, oh, this guy trained in the fucking fires of... He apprenticed with Jiro Hoagie-san in Philadelphia to learn. He's had to spend 1 full year just shredding cheese for the cheesesteak before they even let him slice the hoagie bun. You're just like... I went to the hoagie store, I bought a hoagie. I enjoyed it. People are like, $18 for a hoagie that I didn't pay for or eat? That's madness. I would simply get flour myself. Who asked, brother? I was just trying to find some commonality here. We deserve nice things. You deserve a little treat sometimes. You don't have to go out to a restaurant and be like, I have to order something that uniquely I can't make at home. If that's you, that's fine. But it's not everybody, let me tell you that. Why share it? That's the other thing you can't do in North America, is ever try to get attention for anything. You wanted attention for how good your lunch looked, and now that I'm being honest with you, it's my fault? Cooking this fool. I did see the post from David Brooks that said, this is what $78 gets you at the Newark airport. And A, it's an airport, and B, he had like a glass of scotch. But that's just like, David Brooks is just cooked, no disrespect. So like, I don't think we need to comment on that. Broken your weapon. I've poisoned your wine. I've poisoned yours as well. You got that Ethan song stuck in my head? Librarian, it's a good song. The only good thing about Slackers is Jason Schwartzman, man. He's good in everything. I put that shit on everything. Wes Anderson speaking to Jason Schwartzman. I put this shit in everything. You know what I'm talking about? Frank's Red Hot Sauce commercials with the old lady. So true. Anyway, I don't know. Admittedly, part of it is just like the internet. But I do get annoyed whenever someone's like, especially like groceries are expensive. I think we can acknowledge that groceries, like the prices have come way up. Then whenever anybody's like, look at how much my groceries cost, people are like, well, you bought chips. How do you have the nerve to complain about food prices and you buy yourself a little snack? 2% of your grocery bill is those Lay's salt and vinegar chips. Like, you just relax. You deserve to have a nice treat from time to time.
I'll use my power.
I don't know anyone who acts like this. Yeah, they're all online. It's true. Unfortunately, I enjoy my job, don't get me wrong, but this is where I apply my trade, so I'm stuck in the ecosystem. Hang on, I'm slightly heavy right now. Stam's always nice. On the other hand, if I kill enemies before they can attack, I don't need so much stam. I got some moonstone too. You can craft Legion arm with a Legion plug. Okay, if you say so. Use the Vanini craft machine at the hotel. Holy cow, it's Midnight Suns. Flamberge, a Legion arm full of burning flames. Deus Ex Machina. Install a motion-sensing landmine. A Legion arm that fires acid. A Legion arm that blocks enemies' attacks. When it receives a blow, the embedded device explodes and deals damage. That sounds like usable for me. Yeah, I don't need a gun. Give me a cool shield on my Legion arm. I will actually use that. Oh, never mind. I don't have the required item, which is a Legion plug, which I don't have. Now I feel betrayed because they told me to fucking come here. You can make the fire one? I don't want the fire one though. I want the liter of cola. I don't know. Is there like I guess there's no political party for this. Is there a political movement that's like, we deserve nice things? Like, I know that it's because my wife's sick that I'm bringing it up again. But, like, it's crazy that you can't buy... The grocery store is open 24 hours. It has a pharmacy inside of the grocery store. But your ass is not trusted to buy medicine that has DM in it, a.k.a. the only medicine for colds that actually works, if there's no pharmacist there. And the pharmacist goes home at like 6 p.m., which is I promote that work-life balance, but you could use the DM to cook meth. Yeah, but my ass isn't cooking meth. I'm trying to buy medicine. The people they're still making meth, these people are still out on the streets there doing the methamphetamine, so can I at least buy the medicine? Also, it's crazy, and I think I'm unraveling a conspiracy theory here, okay? You can buy NyQuil over the counter. NyQuil is literally an elephant tranquilizer, okay? That's what's in the darts that they use to pacify, like, animals that go feral at the zoo. People were abusing NyQuil as a sleep aid because it's so effective. They took out all the shit that is bad for you and left the parts of it that sedate you and started selling that shit as ZQuil. Are you telling me they can just do that? Can't they do that with, like, more drugs then? Can't you take out the part can't you take out, like, the negative parts of, like... Adderall and then release it over the counter and we could all get a little boost throughout the day?
Whoa, did puppets do this?
I didn't know that GlaxoSmithKline was capable. I thought it was like if you have a drug with a positive effect, you have to have a negative side effect as well. It turns out you can just, in a laboratory, you could just take out all the bad shit and then run it back if there's enough market demand. Whoa! Z-Quil just takes out the acetaminophen? Well, I mean, that's good, because I guess they don't want people, like, blowing out their liver just to get their, 40 winks, but... Can I tell you an Occam's razor conspiracy theory that I have that is going to annoy you? It's not really a conspiracy theory. But just to phrase it this way for encapsulation purposes, my conspiracy theory is that there are no conspiracy theories that are actually real. And where people tend to see situations where there is conspiracy is instead just the result of real life being an incredibly complex system where, when you pull one lever to, like, raise interest rates to try to tamp down inflation, it has myriad knock-on effects on the housing market and thus the rental market that are difficult, if not near impossible, to see coming years and years down the road. And when you work backwards, when you see an effect and then you do a post hoc rationalization, which is like, hey, housing costs have spiraled out of control. What's the cause of this? It's a lot easier to say it was a cabal of developers and real estate agents conspiring to drive prices up than it is to say, well, it was a bunch of people that in the short term made small decisions that thought they were doing their best to alleviate current problems and ended up causing unforeseeable problems further down the road. Now, how does that relate to the JFK assassination? I don't know, okay? I'm just saying. Those two might be unrelated. What about the bread price fixing? Well, I guess that's the thing about a conspiracy theory, right? Is like once it becomes the truth, it's no longer a conspiracy theory. So I guess it's kind of like this, like a no true Scotsman type thing. Fair enough. These guys are really strong. What about the aliens in Mexico? Well, that's not a conspiracy theory. Those are real. I know this is not how you can... This is not a valid form of, like, rhetoric. But, like, they look too fake to be fake. Because if they wanted to make them fake to trick people, they would make them look realer than that. So they must be real. It's the only thing that makes sense to me in this messed up world. If they were trying to trick people, they would have done a better job. The fact that they look so obviously fake is proof of the fact that they're obviously real. It's been debunked. I don't buy all that shit about how it's a falcon skull on top of like a badger spine or something like that. That's the deep state, brother. That's Galen Weston trying to get you to buy more loaves of Dempsters. They look too fake to be fake. It's that simple. I don't know what else to tell you. Their hip sockets are impossible. You guys are going to feel so... You're going to come back here and you're going to be like, NL, I'm sorry, you were right. Because one day there's going to be a realistic looking alien and people are going to buy it and that shit's going to be fake as hell. It's going to be like, look at the wear and tear on its bones. This is indicative of an alien that had gravity similar to Earth's gravity that led... And my ass will be like, I knew. If you see a real alien, that's how you know it's not real. I should have seen that coming a mile away. And that's why I think that the Kim Jong-un that Aiden Ross streamed with is the real Kim Jong-un. I needed, that's the exact loot I needed. If it looked like the real Kim Jong-un, you would know that it wasn't the real Kim Jong-un, because he's got other stuff to do. You know, he's running a country. He's not going to go on an Aiden Ross stream. But if it doesn't look much like Kim Jong-un, that's how you know it's really him, because he has plausible deniability. He's not going to get any blowback from the, you know, Senate minority leader as a result of having his priorities twisted. You know what? Just eat some of that. Who do you got in the Giants 49ers game tonight? 49ers easily. It's not even going to be close. So what happened to the real NL? You look too much like him? Not if you look at thumbnails from October 2021, brother. Whoa! So what you gotta say, librarian, come on, man. Again, I appreciate all the hard work you're doing. We gotta stop using pre-2021 NL pictures for your thumbnails, okay? I'm putting in a lot of work here. I would love a little respect. Here, come this way, please. Excuse me? I kind of like that this game is bullshit, if I'm being honest. I didn't like that. The farmer can run over it. I can't run over it. I can't even jump over it. Crescent Moonstone, please. Ooh. I'm going to see Death Cab and Postal Service this weekend. Is that just the same guy doing two different voices? No, I'm going to do you one better. It's the same guy doing the same voice. That's just Ben Gibbard doing, that's just him singing. One's just, you're right, one's just a little more beepy and boopy. That's going to be a sick show, though. I'm a millennial. That would be a good show. You kind of have to give respect to the Postal Service, right? I mean, I get that it's two guys. I also, and I know I'm going to get Drakes for this. I also respect the Postal Service as a service to begin with. I still think it's insane that basically it's the closest we've come to teleportation technology. If I asked you to, like, imagine the Postal Service didn't exist, okay? But everything else on Earth is still the same. How is your ass gonna get, well, okay, you would probably email it. But like, okay, imagine it's 1986 and the Postal Service doesn't exist and you gotta send something from New York to California. What's your ass gonna do? You're taking that fucker on an airplane or driving across the damn country to get it there. I would fax it? Okay, listen. Imagine it's 1951. Either way, it's still amazing that you can go to the post office and be like, I need to send this letter to the Arctic Circle. And they're like, ooh, that's going to cost you. And you're like, oh, how much? Like $1,000? And they're like, no, it's like 73 cents. It's one stamp with a little flower on it. That's amazing. But you also have to respect the Postal Service, the band. Because they literally released one classic album and then said, we're good. I'm not going to... If you don't have another classic album in you, don't release it. They kept their legacy alive. They have like one single and a full album. They do not have one more in them, and that's okay. A lot of bands don't have one more in them, but they have to keep coming out with them. Like Isaac episodes.
Do you want to go up, child? I'm sorry, but the train isn't in service anymore. The cathedral isn't the sanctuary it once was. The people who went up there never returned. I still don't know what happened, but I do know this. The cathedral is off limits. Forever. If you're determined to pass, you must prove your
That's a
identity.
sick-ass weapon, bro.
Who are you? Are you a stalker?
So here's the thing. She's a stalker, so I'm going to give the stalker's greeting.
Interesting. I thought all the stalkers died when the workshop tower collapsed. As for me, I'm as good as dead. A sinner who lost everyone I ever loved. I have no right to stop someone as determined as you. Please be safe up there.
You can't possibly go up. Here's the secret handshake. You are a determined one. I'm in. Don't talk to me. Don't have the Gemini talk to me. This is it's so clearly what this
Ladies
is.
and gentlemen, welcome aboard the
Hang on, I'm gonna go get a Coke Zero.
Now, those of you who joined us in Moonlight Town, we hope your preparations for the pilgrim's journey are well underway. Fascinating town, Moonlight, just fascinating. Back in the day, the only way to reach the cathedral was using a rope and pulley. So, thanks for building it on a cliff, St. Frangelico. I kid. Frangelico, wonderful saint.
My other
Wonderful.
conspiracy theory
Anyway,
that I
next stop,
don't believe,
the
but
Bridge
if
of
it
Atonement.
came true, it wouldn't
While you
surprise me.
atone there, don't miss a
Coke Zero
magnificent
tastes
view of
too
the
sweet to not have
beautiful
sugar in
front.
it. I understand that
It's been
artificial
my pleasure,
sweeteners
friends,
exist.
and enjoy
It
the
tastes
rest of
too
your
good to be
journey.
artificial,
I've been
though.
your captain on
This is...
ride, Gemini.
I think that they trick the FDA. Every time the FDA comes to do it, they go, bring out the Coke Zero! Bring out the actual zero-calorie ones. And then they do the bloop, bloop, bloop. They do a little titration. They're like, 0 calories, Coca-Cola Corporation. You did it again. And then when the ones that they send to production, 140 calories a can, 40 grams of sugar.
Something's off.
I'm diabetic. I think I would have noticed.
I recognize dead puppets. That's to be expected.
Okay, I don't have a quip for that one. That's probably a pretty good counterpoint, honestly. I was gonna do the Trump one where someone from CNN asked a question and he just went like, you are the worst reporter I've ever heard in my entire life. CNN should be ashamed that it's a shell of its former self and they sent a rogue such as you to question me. Sit down, your privileges are getting revoked. And then he takes another question and the guy goes, with all due respect, Mr. President, I've been on the road with Jim and he's a damn good reporter. And he goes, well, you're not, to be honest with you, you're not very good either, are you? You're not my favorite. But you're probably just right. Father Gascoigne?
No idea what those things are, pal. Approach with caution.
Pretty scary. When you nut, but she's still sucking. So true. So true. Good one. I came up with that. My Twitter bio. I'm the guy, the first guy who ever said when you nut, but she keeps sucking. You know what's crazy? It's actually such a funny line. I bet the person who said that had no idea how powerful it was going to be when they said it. Like, that's like inventing a magic spell that makes people laugh. You gotta feel like really powerful, because almost every sentence said is unique, right? Or close to it, unless you're quoting Napoleon Dynamite. Inventing a unique sentence that then becomes mimetic has to feel so fucking good. That's like, I don't even know. You know, the closest thing I could think of is in Chants of Sonar, when you correctly surmise the definition of a word. And you're like, of course! Like a light bulb goes off. You do probably feel like Oppenheimer. Like when Germa said, what the scallop? It must have been, must have been a crazy moment. You ever Google something and get 0 results? Me trying to look for the Elon Musk tweet where he said newt sake te bag. Searching for it once a week and getting absolutely 0 results on Google.
What is happening? What's their problem? Wait, their
I
bodies
link
are
it all the time.
strangely
You found it? It's real? I thought it was one. Honestly, I thought I got baited by misinformation. I thought that someone said, why would he tweet this? And then they made a doctored screenshot that I believed was real. Finding out that it's actually real and I have not lost all of my media literacy is... I'm gonna start believing more shit, honestly. Pray, you who are exhausted and injured. I'm not saying anything about the woman's prayer, okay? Can I say something unrelated about sushi, though? You know what we should do? We should phrase it in the Twitter sense, as if rent is due. Give me your sushi take that will have you like this, and it's the SpongeBob guy tied to the post. I'm not saying the California roll is overrated, because I don't know anybody that really likes it that much, but I think it's heavily overrepresented in sushi combos. I would love it if the California roll was not the default add-on to every single sushi combo. Like everything you try to order at a sushi restaurant is always like, plus a California roll. And you're like, I would much rather, okay, listen. I would almost rather have any other roll than a California roll. Give me the roll that's just julienne cucumbers. Give me the roll that's just avocado. Give me a roll that's just 6 pieces of salmon or something like that. Give me a roll that's just tamago. Like I'm an active California roll enjoyer, to be honest with you. Hang on, stay frosty. He tried to blue me. Fucking chill, dude. I'm ulting your ass. Okay, no one has ever been as owned as that guy just got owned. I chopped his fucking head off, dude. You idiot. Oh, man. Oh. It felt amazing. Marie Antoinette looking ass. So true. So true. Does Korea have its own sushi? Yeah, kind of. There's, I would say that, do you know inari in Japanese, which is like the tofu pocket with the rice in it? They do be rocking with the inari, or as they call it in Korea, yubu chobap. You could get a meal that's just like, you know, 4 or 6 pieces of yubu chobap. Kimbap, yeah, it's true. Kimbap is very sushi-esque. They always, when I lived in Korea, they were always like, whenever they tried to explain kimbap, it was the worst explanation. They were always like, it's kind of like a Korean sandwich. Shit is literally like a sushi roll, but with no fish, except sometimes it does have tuna, but it's canned tuna instead of fresh tuna, which, you know, if I was there, it wouldn't have gone down like that, but Korean sashimi is literally called ho. No, it isn't, okay? It's called hue.
I'll use my power.
There's a different pronunciation on that. Did I ever, librarian, I need your expertise on this one. Did I ever tell this story about how when I went into the, I've told this 100 times, I'm now realizing. I went into the Kimbap Cheongguk, which is like a quick service restaurant where you can get kimbap and other stuff, like, you know, they'll cook you a bowl of instant ramen and serve it to you as if it's real ramen. Anyway, I was there for lunch and I had my other teachers order with me so I could get them some kimbap too. And I said, you know, 저기요, kimbap, kimchi kimbap 한 개 주세요, and 참치 kimbap 한 개 주세요, 포장 주세요, I guess. And then everyone started laughing at me, and I was just like, like even in the whole restaurant, people who were just dining were laughing. And then I went back to the school and I told the story to like the teacher that I got the tuna kimbap for and the other Korean teachers who were there, and they were like, oh, it's because you said like jamchi. Tuna is chamchi, and jamchi, which sounds almost identical, is like a slang word for pussy. So I walked into the restaurant and was like, can I get a pussy roll, please, to go? Oh, man. How much McDonald's did you eat in Korea? They opened the McDonald's near my school like 4 months after I started working there, and I ate there once a week. It was like the highlight of my week on a regular basis. I always got the same thing. I got the Shanghai Spice. It's a spicy chicken sandwich. I don't know if it's exclusive to Korea, but they do not have it in North America. How is it? I mean, it's exactly how you would expect a McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich to taste. It's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Might not surprise you to find out it's a little salty. McDonald's is good and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Thank you. You gotta respect McDonald's the same way you respect Disney World. It's crazy how reliable it is, given the logistic difficulties of it. It's just mind-boggling. I still can't believe how fast they get your food to you at the drive-thru. How is it faster to get your food at the drive-thru than it is when you're in the damn restaurant? Like, it should be harder to give you your food from a window into your car. But it's actually 2 times easier, which makes no fucking sense. But it's amazing. Oh, we're in Blighttown now, boys. Oh, man. Everybody's gonna do that. That's so funny. Oh, man. Shit sound like Christmas outside of a church. They prioritize drive-through? It is crazy. Like, if I had to choose between a 1-minute walk to McDonald's, like if I had a 1-minute walk to McDonald's and I could walk or use the drive-thru, I would walk. But if I had a 5-minute walk to McDonald's, I would probably drive. It's just faster. Plus, oh, this seems bad. Cat dust. Depending on where you are in Vancouver, it can be more comfortable to be in your car than to be inside of a McDonald's. And you definitely would not want to leave your bike outside of it. That's everywhere? No, you know what I'm realizing? Is that there's actually... Malik, are you here? You may or may not be. I apologize if I've summoned you. You want to really freak somebody out? Just type their username, MAL_LOC. And let's just see if we can light up their second monitor at work. Like ruin their life. They're one of the known Vancouver posters, okay? Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyway, so what I've realized is that the whole time I've lived in Vancouver, I thought there was like one Vancouver. This is definitely like grown man discovers the concept of neighborhoods, I'll admit. But like when we were looking for places to move, we'd go to some places and we'd be like, this is the Vancouver I'm familiar with. Then we'd go to some places and we'd be like, this is a fucking brand new Vancouver. The McDonald's is not scary. The McDonald's is full. It's like McDonald's looked like when I was a kid. There's like a bunch of old men in oversized ball caps just sitting around drinking coffee and like reading newspapers and chatting to each other. It's like, holy cow, I didn't know that this existed out here. Watch this. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. Wait, someone said you can tell how nice an area is by what the McDonald's gives at the self-serve counter. Like if they've got one of those pump dispensers for sweet and sour sauce, you know it's good. Can I get some help here? Oh, he crumbled, man. That's bait, right? There's no pump dispenser for sweet and sour. Ketchup? Yeah. Ketchup, sure. But a pump dispenser for sweet and sour? It exists? Dude, this is what I'm saying. North America, it's built into our like cultural DNA that we're not allowed to have nice things. Like even if we as individuals can handle nice things, we're like, yeah, but we can't have nice things because then like other people might take advantage of it. Most of us would use it right, but some people would abuse it. I'm like, we can't have shit, man. I can't have self-serve sweet and sour. Because my grandma's like, some people would take too much sweet and sour and ruin it for everybody. Meanwhile, every time we go out to Swiss Chalet, she's like, can I get some more napkins? And then she's shoving like 90 napkins in her purse so she never has to pay for napkins again. Sauce is so cheap. That's what I'm saying. I don't even want to say this because, you know, knowing the way the world works, soon we're going to have to pay for ketchup. It is crazy that if you want like a dipping sauce for your nuggets, extra dipping sauces are like 40 cents each now or something. But they just got unlimited ketchup down at the fucking front and no medium lids. None medium lids. Lots of smalls. Nobody's ever been to McDonald's and been like, can I get a small fountain drink? And yet they keep stocking the lids. Parmesan is $2 extra at Domino's? That's crazy, man. I had a resentable interaction recently. And it wasn't that bad. But again, it just kind of, I guess I would say it highlights how we're in this. It's in keeping with the theme of you can't have shit in North America. I live in Vancouver. My daughter has been learning to use the potty, so sometimes I find myself having to use public bathrooms in locations I would rather not, like a Tim Hortons, for example. So I went inside of a Tim Hortons. I tried to open the bathroom. The bathroom had a lock on it. I said, of course it does. I know where I live. So then I went up to the front and I said, hey, can I get a chocolate chip cookie? Oh, and one more thing, can I get the key for the bathroom? And then the lady looked at me like I was stupid, and she just pointed at the wall, and there was a key on the, like on a little key hanger on the wall to unlock the bathroom. You know where I'm going with this one, is I was like, in my head, I'm like, why is it locked in the first place if the key is just out there? Instead, I gotta go. Maybe it's to sell the cheapest item in the store so people feel like they can't just go up and ask for the bathroom key. They have to be like, I'll take a chocolate cookie. By the way, I've surprised myself. I have to go piss. It's a gatekeeping puzzle for people who are too drunk or too high. You know what? That fits into my worldview. That makes sense. Maybe you're right. What if someone takes the key? I mean, it's definitely, if you're just gonna leave the door unlocked, or locked but with the key right next to it, it's definitely better to just have it unlocked, but... Did you still buy the cookie? Yeah. Sends for... Get up, bro! No! Well, listen. I don't think you should have to buy something at a store to use their restaurant. I think... I would like to think... I can't put myself in the shoes of the small business owner. I would like to think, well, no, okay, here's what I'm going to say. If you run a Tim Hortons, you should let people piss in your bathroom without having to buy something. If you run like Bill's Greek Restaurant or something like that, you know, that's your domain. Maybe charge them for some pita or something like that, and then you can piss. Pita. Yeah, like they already pissed in the coffee. Exactly. I think you should be able to piss in the bathroom. That's at least guy who spent too much time online take. This is just my opinion, and I know not everybody agrees with me, and my own opinions are shaped by my experience in life, but I think people should be able to go piss in the bathroom. Muting replies on this, oh, fuck. This has left its intended audience muting replies. Yeah, it was this way. Hey, you said you were taking today off? Excuse me? No, I didn't. I said I was... Oh. I said I was taking yesterday off. What? What am I going to do about that? What, the scallop? Ready for this? I should have parried it. Dude, that would be sick. Like that game where you can parry the nuke. Did you see that? Yes. All right, well, say no more. I worked graveyard at a co-op gas station when I was a teen in Nanaimo. It's actually insane how shitty it was. Speak on that. Speak on that more. I mean, I bet pretty much anywhere in British Columbia, if you worked, like, the overnight shift at a 24-hour business, I'm sure you got some crazy stories. Because I've seen some wild stuff, you know, in the daytime. Can't even imagine what it's like in the nighttime. I'm not going to tell you the story unless you pay me for it. Well, you know, that's fair. I don't know what it... Maybe it's the Pacific Northwest, man. Because there was definitely one PAX. Kate wanted to eat some Korean food. So we walked from, like, downtown Seattle to wherever Koreatown was. I can't... Or at least wherever this restaurant was. And while we were walking, we were getting, like, increasingly into, like, territory that I can only describe as, like, leaving commercial and entering an area that used to be light industrial, but now is just abandoned. And there was, like, a Speedy Auto Glass or something like that, some kind of similar business. And I swear to you, outside of it, was just a man receiving a blowjob, like just on, like not even in the alley, just out in the open, and they were both wearing winter coats, and it was like Labor Day weekend, and it's like the number one thing that triggers your brainstem to be like, we got to get the fuck out of here, is when it's like 30 degrees Celsius outside and someone's got a winter coat on. You're like, this is not a good place to be. This is not safe. Guy in the wintertime wearing shorts. I'm like, okay, I get it. Bro really thinks he's John Fetterman. Guy in the summertime wearing a coat, we need to leave immediately. Holy cow. Whoa. Yeah, get on with the bit. I don't know, I lost it somewhere in there. We left a jimjilbang because a dude was sucking off another dude in there. That's really funny. It's also funny because I don't know if I... Listen, this is a spicy bit, okay? It's funny because when we worked in Korea, or when I worked in Korea, the stereotype... Not even stereotype. The opinion that we saw all the time about, like, homosexuality was that people... Koreans would be like, we get it, like that's like a North American and a European phenomenon, but that doesn't happen here. They would be like, there's no gay people in Korea. Anyway, I don't know if that has changed, but it plays into this next story. At some point, when I worked in Korea, a bar opened up downtown that was clearly run by two gay men who were a couple, and I really can't stress enough that they were like the exact image of stereotypical two gay men. They looked like Michael McKean and the other dude, the couple from Best in Show, who go to the hotel and they have like all the kimonos and stuff like that. They even owned like a small dog that was very well coiffed. And the bar was called MF Bar. That's all I'm saying. And we would talk to other Korean people at the bar and you'd be like, you know these guys are gay, right? And they would be like, that's not something that happens here. And we're like, you are insane. You've lost your mind. And obviously there's nothing wrong with it, but I was like, you're denying reality right now. Anyway, hang on. We can make this. Not that one, not that one. Whoa! No. We try again. So I don't know if it's changed. I hope it has, and maybe they can be like more open about it. It's very funny that, loot. What am I doing? The relationship that they have with cannabis is very funny. Again, I can only speak to what it was like 10 years ago or like 12 years ago when I taught there. But they treat cannabis as if it's like, I'm just gonna go to the bonfire. As if it's like fentanyl. But then every once in a while, you'd be like having drinks with the Korean teachers. And they'd be like, oh yeah, I did like my English degree in Canada and I smoked weed once. And then all the other teachers would be like, oh my, I think it might have permanently like affected their social status within the community. Just that admission. That has not changed. Okay, well. Forever shunned at all the school potlucks because I smoked BC Bud once at the University of Victoria. No! I mean, that being said, it's not like North America doesn't have its own delusions. Like, the way he fucking falled, man. The way the camera turned to fall. It's so funny. Oh, man. Oh. Like, we're not allowed to have fucking sweet and sour dispensers, man. Do you see how messed up that is? We can't have sweet and sour dispensers? Meanwhile, in Japan, they have like beer vending machines on every corner and they're not being tipped over and having all the glass smashed out and like 6 Kirin Ichibans being stolen from them every night. That shit would not fly in Philadelphia, man. No trash cans. Yeah, no trash cans anywhere, but the streets are like perfectly clean. I mean, that's one of the things that's not like we don't deserve to have nice things. I understand not having beer vending machines. I mean, we can't even have vending machines like outside in North America, much less with alcohol in them. Also, we can't even have vending machines inside. Like 98% of them worldwide are broken and will never be repaired. You can't even drink alcohol in public in North America? It's... We gotta raise the system and build it up from the ground up. You should be able to have a beer in public, even if you're just walking on the sidewalk. But you should not be able to build a place that serves alcohol that you can't get to via walking or public transit. You shouldn't be able to have a bar with 30 parking spots in front of it. But you should be able to have up to 2 beers in public on your person without being fined by the police. Holy shit, I'm gonna be the president. These takes are too popular. I thought it was radical. You can actually drink in some parks in Vancouver now, but it's kind of comical, if you'll allow me to stand here for a second. You'll like walk into the park and there'll be like a map, like a bird's eye view map of the park. And it'll say like, we're doing a pilot project on allowing adults to drink alcohol in parks. And then it'll be like, here's like the red area. That's where there's children's playground equipment. And then like there's a little dotted line around that that's like, do not drink a beer within 200 meters of a slide. And then there's like a little sliver, like a green patch that's just grass. And it's like, you can drink a beer on this if you want. And I'm like, I found a syringe in the playground like 2 days ago. I'm not saying you should be slamming tall cans while your kid is on the jungle gym. I'm just like, we're doing... I'm doing my best here. I mean, it's like the laws are not stopping the people who are behaving badly. It's only stopping the people who use it responsibly. Holy cow. Anyway. There was an anal porn link written on the slide in Sharpie last time I went to the playground. I love the delineation that it wasn't just porn, it was anal porn. Just like a slightly more debaucherous type of pornography, debatably. Wasn't normal porn. It was anal porn. Oh. What do you think about people leaving tons of crap in the trash room? Don't get me started. Don't even get me started, okay? He's starting. It's one of the worst parts about living in an apartment building, for sure. That being said, I will say, this is not me saying, like, you should appreciate how good your life is. Where did you come from? This is me saying, here's something that maybe you can have an ounce of appreciation for right now, in case you've forgotten how good it is. One of the best things about living in an apartment building is if you have trash, you can just take it down to the trash room. You don't have to wait till garbage day and like store that shit in your garage or like, you know, next to your trash can or something like that. It is sick to be like, I have trash, I'm gonna get rid of my trash, instead of like, oh, it's not fucking Monday yet, I gotta live with this trash. It's not the end of the world, I'm just saying a little something to appreciate. Also, if you have like 90 cardboard boxes, you just throw that shit in the cardboard bin or dumpster. Whereas, like, if you don't live in an apartment, oh, my weapon. If you don't live in an apartment building, you're like, oh, my yellow cardboard envelope is too full. I'm gonna have to like amortize out this cardboard debt over the next 3 garbage days. Go, 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 go. Okay, you just walk. Oh, I thought you said carbonara. I wish I had too much carbonara. Push it? Push what? Who do you think you are? Salt and/or pepper? Ah! You mean they don't take your trash out every day? I know, it's crazy, right? And then, I mean, the audacity. The lion, the witch, and the audacity of this, you know. But, on top of that, I don't know if anybody else lives in a municipality like this. The garbage truck don't be coming at the same time every day or every week. Sometimes it comes at like 6:15 a.m. and sometimes it comes at like 8:30 p.m. And I'm out there like a damn bozo, opening up my garbage can, exposing myself to negative smells. So, well, it's annoying. You're trying to drive, but you're like skirting around garbage cans in alleys and stuff like that. I want to take my cans in, so it's, you know, if somebody's driving a Ford F-150, they're not going to clip my garbage cans. Some days it never comes at all. +2 for your meatloaf pilling, but also +2 because there have been days where it hasn't come at all. And one thing I've learned about in our new neighborhood is that's basically like the largest local controversy they ever experience. You'll be walking by the coffee shop, people will be like, garbage, huh? Did you see? Did you see? I'm chilling. I'm still chilling. Fuck. Can't dodge that one. Get him, get him. Good hit, lad. That's all I got, really. You know what's great is when you see someone use a quotation mark that takes like your sentiment as a joke out of context to make you sound like a terrible person, but then there's like enough people pogging in chat that it gets scrolled up before you can like what's the word for when you do something automatically? Like when it's not optional. Reflex, you know what I'm talking like with if you put a word like in front of, if I wrote text on a piece of paper and put it in front of your face, you couldn't not tell me what the word said. You know what I mean? You don't have to tell your brain like, hey, read this. Instinctively, sure, that could work. I saw 4chan green text arrows and my own sentiment parroted back at me in the most bad faith way possible. And it just got pushed out of the way by emotes before I could get like more than 8 words in. So thank you for that. I'm very appreciative. Crafted cryptic vessel. Have Venini code the cryptic vessel to obtain a hidden clue. Was autonomic what you were thinking? No. So what I mean, that's a perfectly cromulent word, don't get me wrong. What I was thinking was involuntary. The reason I hesitated to admit it was because I don't want to admit that my brain is so cooked that I forgot the word involuntary. But there you go. I'm just being honest. I'm having a positively cromulent fuck crustable of a day. Between Bernie and the tenant from hell, Tommy Needy Drinky. Oh man, that's a classic. Ooh. I forget basic things I know all the time. Don't worry about it. It's true. I think to some extent it is aging. But like there are times, it happens, I would say like once a month. I have the 16-digit debit card memorized. Just because that's like what you use to log in to online banking. And if I'm of sound mind, I can go to online banking and type it in without looking at my card. I do bum 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 bum. If I'm 10% anxious, I can't summon it. It's like you ever go to like you have to give someone like your phone number or give someone your address or something like that, and you're like I'm sorry, I don't know it. Does that ever happen to you? It's been happening to me, I wouldn't say often, but more than it did when I was like 9, where that shit was on lock. There are definitely some times where I'm like, I'm embarrassed. It takes me like 5 seconds to think of my phone number. Luckily, the area code is pretty much the same for everybody. Let me in. Squeak. There's like 8 area codes in BC. Yeah, but my ass don't live in BC. My ass lives in Vancouver, okay? And we've only got 2. And nobody that still lives here was born here. So you don't see that many 604 numbers this day and age. Everybody that was born here moved to Abbotsford like in the last 6 or 7 years. So, okay, please tell me where the shortcut is. Obviously there's a shortcut. I just got McDonald's. They gave me honey mustard instead of hot mustard. What retribution should I seek? I didn't know that... Well, again, in America, honestly, you guys are just spoiled for sauces, to be honest with you. I know that sometimes people don't like to hear that there are things in America that are better than they are in other parts of the world. But certainly the American nugget sauce game is better than the Canadian nugget sauce game. I think we still only have 4 sauces. Oh, this is the shortcut. Like we have barbecue, sweet and sour, hot mustard, I don't know if we do ever. Do we ever? Can any Canadians tell me? Do we have ranch? I don't know. I've never ordered it. Cat dust. I don't think so. Holy cow. I don't even know if we have honey. We do have honey, and we have spicy habanero. That wasn't just for the BTS meal. I'm a 3-sauce truther, honestly. He just ran over me. Non-controversial Dark Souls opinion. Enemies with shields as a weapon are the hardest enemies to kill. Swords, you kind of see it coming. Shields, you never know whether they're blocking or they're about to attack. So true. Like Two Shield Andy. I remember him. Two Shield Andy. Why are you not playing SAP? This weekly's kicking my ass. I think I figured out the solution to this weekly, but I kind of resent it. It seems like the solution to this weekly is if you don't get a porcupine, Alt F4 your game and say your mom pulled your Ethernet cord. Owls also, like owl and buffalo can do some fun stuff, but it really seems like if you don't get lemur and porcupine like early, you're just gonna get your ass beat. Speaking from experience. Oh. I've won multiple games this week without porcupine. Yeah, but how many have you won with porcupine? Let me put it this way. If you had the choice between a porcupine and something else, what you rocking? I'm gonna guess it's a porcupine. Also, we did just get the librarian seal of approval as well. He said the Liza P. banter is as good as it needs to be. I respect the librarian's opinion. You know, we got a complicated content ecosystem. Need to keep lots of people happy. Oh, you're in a world of hurt. And then... Ooh, quartz me! Also, I think Liza P hit at the perfect time. I don't really like this weekly in SAP. Next week, the weekly might be crazy. Let's get as much momentum as we can this week. And then it's always easier, once you get past like the halfway part of a game, it's easier to then go like, we're gonna finish this up. Whereas, if you're on chapter 3 of 5 in Armored Core 6, for example, ergo, for the first fake ending, yes, exactly. It still blows my mind you played all of Midnight Suns, because Midnight Suns is a fucking great game. If Midnight Suns came out in 1500, people would be like, chess would never exist, let's put it that way. St. Frangelico Cathedral Library. This is like me trying to buy cheese at a place that's not Safeway. What the hell is St. Frangelico's Abbey Cheddar? Why is the shit 90% more expensive than Balderson? Balderson mentioned. Balderson got that good. I wouldn't phrase it like that, but you're not wrong. I don't buy that anymore, though. What I buy, there's a local grocery store. For some, maybe I'm getting marketed to, okay? But here's what they've done with their basic cheddar cheeses. Miyazaki called. He wants his ooze back. The cheddar cheeses have the deli label printed on them. That's like, you know, $3.79 per 100 grams. This is like a $9.30 cheese. But then on top of that, but slightly offset, they have a sticker on it that says special, $7.99. So I go into the bin and I'm like a damn raccoon. I'm trying to get the maximum amount of cheese for $7.99 I can. I'm like, this one's only $9.13 regular. This one's only $9.38. Then I find one that's like $9.61, and I'm like, oh, $1.63 of free or slightly discounted cheddar cheese. Sign me the frick up, samurai. Oh. I should have seen that coming. Indiana. Legion caliber. Raise the hardness and density of Legion arms. And a buffet for dinner. This place is cursed. You cannot leave. Wait, where are you going? Oh, maybe they're right. Oh, never mind. You check the mathematical calculation. Every time you'll find my mathematics are correct. All of the time. Well, what can you do? There's no conspiracy theory about Midnight Suns, okay? It's just a good game. Honestly, I'm not surprised that a lot of people in chat don't like it. It's probably one of the hardest games ever made. So it's probably a little too hard for you. You go back to playing Honkai Star Rail or whatever. But for those of us who aren't afraid of a challenge, it's pretty amazing. When are you going to admit you want to play it? Listen, the fact that it's a gacha with a roguelite mode, it doesn't make me want to play it. But if anything was going to make me play it, it would be that. That being said, watching my wife play a little bit of it, I think I need to get a real job in the gaming industry so I can either be the greatest game designer of all time or be humbled. Like, all the things, all the choices you have to make in Honkai, it seems insane. It gives you like an essay for each choice, and it's like, this is perfidious mist. Perfidious mist was fabricated in the glue glog 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 blue 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 blue, and then like at the end of the day, you're like, what's the effect of it? And it's like, oh, plus 75 basis points of lightning resist or something like that. We don't need all that shit. It should be called lightning shield. Or lightning armor, or something like that. No one reads those? Well, then why the flip they writing it, man? I'm a simple man. You're like, I already know, based on the fact that I didn't heal after I got my SD there. That's why I love, I always talk about it. SAP, I think, is a great example. It's not a game for kids. It's just like, it's minimalistic. Things do damage. There's snipers. That's it. There's 6 keywords in the whole game. This is how we got up here, yes. That's the damn dream come true. It's all emojis. Some people appreciate flavor text. Yeah, but like it's Baconator flavor. Like there's too much flavor for you to even taste it. Oh, just kill me. I'm not doing the run back. Oh, I'm already dead. Play it and see for yourself. I'm probably not gonna play it. I'm invisible? I'm probably not gonna play Honkai Star Rail. Again, one person on the house, or in the house being into it is probably, like, fiscally the only... That's the maximum for our finances to stay as healthy as possible.